Good afternoon, fellow Ambazonians. Good afternoon. It's good to have you on another set of the War Zone today, Tuesday, November the 28th, 2023. We are coming back to you again after a 1 week break for reasons that we could not control. We were not able to bring to you the program last week. So I'm happy to have you here with me on another set of the War Zone. Of course, there's been a lot happening, and a lot will be happening in the days ahead in our struggle. And we are here to bring to you the highlights of what has happened during the week and what we're expecting to happen in the days ahead, and to exchange ideas on how to continue forging ahead with this struggle, which is now going on 7 years. I have with me some comrades that will be joining me in these discussions. I have Comrade Lehman who will be joining me. I have Officer Matamas who will be here, and Chairman Jackson will be joining me as well. So I'm glad to have you here with me today. But I would like to call on you, please, to do me a favor and share this link. Share the link that you have on your screen. Share the link so we can have more people joining us on this show today. There's quite a bit that we'll have to discuss, and we want to make sure that the information that we will be putting out here goes far and wide to all our citizens, well-wishers, sympathizers, and supporters. So please do me a favor and share the link, share the link, share the link. Yes, there was. I know we're a little bit late. For some reason, the program kept freezing until now. That's why we are starting a bit late, but we are here now. So let's pick up from here and run with it. So again, like I said, please do me a favor and share the link. Share the link. Share the link. The topics we'll be going through today will be, of course, we have heard all the provocative messages from none other than the foreigner, Eto Sama, who is planning on invading or violating our territorial integrity and to organize a so-called football tournament in Victoria. And we have issued a warning to them not to continue with this dangerous activity. And we will try to reiterate on that warning today. Also, for that reason, a lockdown has been called for FACO. Also, we saw recently where others too who thought that Ambazonia was a place where they could come and act movies learned the hard way in Bamenda that Ambazonia is a war zone and you don't come acting a movie with all of the risks that are involved that are in a war zone. And there is, of course, also we have on December the 9th, we will be inaugurating our diplomatic office in Washington, D.C. That will be a huge event, that will be a huge event, and I would like for all Ambazonians all over the world, and especially within the continent of the USA, to make it to Washington, D.C. and be part of this grand occasion. We are going to talk about that. And there was an idea from one of our comrades with regards to the fact that we have been trying to create a collaborative platform where all of the stakeholders of this struggle can come together and share ideas on how to move this struggle forward. But this far, it has not worked that well. And she brought up an idea which I would like for us to take a look at during the course of this program as well. So those are the things we're talking about, and of course, other revolutionary tidbits that may come up during the course of the program. So, without any much waste of time, I would like to bring in my panel, Comrade Lehman. I don't know if you are signed on already. If you are in, please, Comrade Lehman. I would like to see you as well as okay. Yeah, Comrade Lehman. Just say something so I know your audio is all right.
Uh, well, Comrade Mike, I don't know if you can hear me 5 on 5.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Special greetings to you and your viewers. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks for being here again. I know you were here yesterday, and I appreciate you taking the time to be here again today. Honorable Sama Thomas, are you there, please? Honorable Sama Thomas, if you're there, let me see you. And of course, Chairman Jackson. I don't know if he was able to sign on yet. Honorable Sama Thomas, are you there? Probably not. Let me see if he has communicated. Has he communicated? Yeah, Honorable Sama Thomas, I can see you. Honorable Sama Thomas, could you say something, please? Let me know your audio is all right. Honorable Sama Thomas, can you say something? He's not saying anything yet. Well, I think we'll have to start with Kamal Liman, and the others will join in as they come in. So, Kamal Liman, it's a 1-2 for you. Consecutively on the show on ABS TV. So congratulations, and I want to appreciate your sacrifices. People don't understand that it takes time or it takes a lot of sacrifices to give up whatever you're working on to be on TV to inform our people. So I would like for us to just start with this. With the incident in Bamenda that happened recently, where a Nigerian actor by name Sylvester Madu. I think he has a nickname, or his actor's name being Shina Rambo, who came to Bamenda to stage a movie or to take part in a movie. And during the course of that, I think it was a social evening where they were coming together preparing for that. And our boys, of course, did not like what was happening because, again, this is supposed to fit into the narrative that La Republic is trying to put out there that back to normal in Ambazonia, that there's no war going on, despite the fact that people are dying every day, including their own soldiers. And we saw body parts of their soldiers that were slaughtered just a few days ago. I think there were four of them. When Sylvester Madu goes back to Nigeria, he will tell the story, and he will never forget that day that when he came very close to losing him. I know you discussed this yesterday with Chris, but what lesson can others who are thinking of coming to Ambazonia to carry out such activities in a war zone, what can they learn from the example of Sylvester Madu or Shina Rambo, as you may want to call him?
Yeah, Comrade Mike, I want to thank you for this opportunity. I think I'm becoming quite irregular on your program now, but it is always a delight. It is always a delight to have that opportunity, to communicate with our people and clarify some of the things that is going on. People don't have a clear view of what is going on a regular basis. So when we have this opportunity, we always need to make use of it and make the necessary sacrifices and make sure that our people are properly informed of what is going on with the state of the struggle. Yes, as I was saying yesterday with Chris Anu, I think our people have to understand that we are in a serious business. Ambazonia is in a conflict of state succession, which means that we are not seceding from La République. It means we are two countries that came together and formed a new republic called the Federal Republics of Cameroon. That was 1st October 1961.
With the state of the struggle business.
Today, we are having this situation where two states that used to live together as twin states are now fighting because one of the states tried to annex the other one, subjugate the state, and reduce its people to second class citizens. So, this is extremely serious business. People are dying. You know, what we will not tolerate is for people to take a serious political problems and reduce it to movie beats, right? Before coming into the war zone, I am sure he was briefed that there is a war going on in this area. It is not risk your security, the security of other people, to produce entertainment when people are faced in a serious life or death issue. So I think that Amazonians themselves need to be very, very serious and understand what is at stake. It is the sovereignty of a people, over 8 million people. Their lives depend on the outcome of this war. So for them to reduce it and have that sort of callous view of what is going on and go to beer parlors to drink alcohol, do entertainment, hang out with women, I think that is just not only sensitive, it is an insult. And whatever happened in Bamenda, whoever uh, got angry and the stray bullet met them, they are responsible. And I'm thinking that, as I said yesterday, the Amazonian people whose families were affected should sue the movie company and the bar owner for cause of death. Because you cannot organize a party in a war zone and then people get killed and you bear no liability. So I think the first thing we should take out of this is that the bar owner and the movie company are liable for the deaths and the injuries sustained on that day.
Yeah, what you are saying there is very correct because you understand that if you took we are here in the United States and you take an actor here, maybe from the US to some other country, before doing that, you have to guarantee the security of that actor or actress. That when they get there, they'll be able to do whatever they do, act a movie, and come back safely. If something were to happen, the producers of that movie will be held responsible. And let's not forget here that during the course of this incident, we lost, I think there were 4 persons that were killed. 4 persons lost their
Correct.
lives. Somebody must be held to account for the lives that were wasted because it shows just the kind of recklessness. And first of all, before you go staging or producing a movie in an area like that, you are supposed to secure a permit, right? You don't just go on the street and start shooting a movie, which means those colonial administrators allowed this to happen. And I'm sure they were very happy to do it just to show again that everything is back to normal. So, with this happening, again, like you've rightly said, whether it were those that took the action were Ambazonia restoration fighters or others, but it sends the message is the same. This area is unsafe for normal activities. This is a war zone. Anything can happen at any time to anybody, even a movie star. So that anybody who is going there to carry out any other activity is doing so at their own risk, and that is the message that we are we are trying to emphasize here. That if you are going to Ambazonia to carry out any activity, whatever it is, the first thing you have to consider at this point in time is your security. or the security of those who have to accompany you. So when people keep on making this mistake that they could just walk in there, do whatever, and get out, and they are paying a price for it, but people keep making the mistake. So I don't know how we can emphasize this again, but the message has been delivered. It is clear. Ambazonia is a war zone, and you cannot go in there and do whatever you want, regardless of who you are. Regardless of who you are, the consequences will be dire, including death. And and I don't know if Officer Matamas has been able to correct his connection. I don't see him yet. I'm sure that the studio will let us know when he joins us. By extension, Comrade Lehman, we have yet another event being planned in Victoria. We have yet another event being planned in Victoria. Again, in complete disregard to the state of affairs in Amazonia, that it is a war zone. And this one is very particular. It's very peculiar because this same individual has done it before. I'm here referring to Samuel Eto, who came to Victoria the last time and made a very provocative statement that here I am in Victoria eating fish or something,
Yeah,
whatever he
I
was
think so.
eating. And again, he is thumping his nose at us, not caring about the lives that have been lost since this war started. I don't know about you, Kamalima. Have you heard one statement from Samuel Eto that recognizes what is going on in the southern Cameroons, or regrets the lives that have been lost? Have you heard one statement from Samuel Eto? Let's start from there.
Uh, Comrade Mike, I think we have to be very, very honest with ourselves. Okay, Etofis is one of those extremely talented young men. He is. I will not take that from him. He is a very talented young man, blessed by our ancestors. But we need to make it clear.
Is that
Okay,
there's some noise there? I don't know if it's coming from maybe Summer Thomas is in or something.
I think it's better now. I think it was
All right,
his connection
you
with the
can go
waves.
ahead.
Yeah. So what I was saying is, Etofis has been richly blessed by our ancestors, and he's a talented footballer and an entertainer. And I find it very, very troubling when he is being manipulated and used by the regime in La République du Cameroon to push this very diabolic agenda that minimizes the lives of people, families being ruined in the territory of Ambazonia. He has been propped up as a puppet that is being used to some kind of cajole Ambazonians as if we were some kind of kids. You know what is so annoying about it is Ambazonians are facing an existential threat. People are dying. Eto has been a soccer player who has been very, very void of any sense of humanity. Eto is not somebody you will see when there is a crisis anywhere, even in his own village. He is always absent and he will live his life going to parties in Cote d'Ivoire, going to parties in Europe and America. So he has always been that sketchy figure who has no idea of the daily lives of the people that have been behind him, supporting him in his sports career. So I have never heard him come out anywhere where there has been even a like those accidents that always
Hmm.
happen on the in their country, to even extend his condolences to these people who are his number one supporters.
Yes.
We have both in his territory accidents, he never shows up. But on that, he is willing to relieve the suffering of his people. They don't have roads, they don't have hospitals. You have people dying in gutters. All of that means nothing to him. He is more interested in bringing his friends from Nigeria again to come and play a soccer tournament in Limbe, where the blood of our children has covered the whole area, and it is just a basket of misery. So all that happening, he doesn't care. He is all there about his soccer game. And that is a provocation that we cannot accept.
Yes, and you think that people like that who normally would use their stardom to do something great, especially post your career. He's now retired as a soccer player, and people like himself will normally pick on an agenda item that will lift humanity up. That is what people like that would normally do. You engage in something that will lift humanity up, and live and give you a legacy beyond this the footballer that you were. That's what people normally do. But it is strange that Eto has chosen to be someone who just does not seem to have any emotions. He has no soul. He just is so reckless in his decision making. I mean, what is the reason for him inviting people like JJ Okocha and Mokachi? And by the way, why the choice of Victoria every time?
Exactly.
Honorable Senator Thomas, I see you in now. I want to ask you, what is Samuel Oto up to? Is there something else and some other agenda that he has for always doing this? Or is it just for the love of soccer? If it's for the love of football, why Victoria? Why always Victoria? Honorable Senator Thomas. You may have to check your audio. I still don't
Yeah,
hear
I
you.
think I'm not okay.
Okay.
Even the oxygen that people breathe in La Republic is thanks to the head of state. Before I go there, let me say,
I
of course,
think uh, I
continue.
think uh, Mr.
Everything that
Thomas,
goes on in La Republic,
your
even the
audio
oxygen they
is
breathe there, is
oh, you
thanks
are
to state. As
breaking.
a
You are actually
footballer, was
breaking.
never a toast talent as an individual, but thanks to the head of state. Are you guys not getting me?
I think your audio is breaking up, but I think you are fine now.
Okay. I don't know if Comrade Mike can hear me.
Go ahead, please. We can hear you.
Okay. Like I was saying, even the oxygen that people breathe in La Republic is thanks to the head of state. A toast talent as a footballer is not an individual talent, but thanks to the head of state. And whatever Eto is doing in Victoria or in the Southern Cameroons today is because the head of state has asked Eto that they should carry all those provocative acts into the Southern Cameroons to see what those people, to see what those animals, those slaves are going to do. For they do not recognize us as humans. That is why, no matter the massacre that has been going on in the Southern Cameroons, Eto, as an individual, as a footballer who has a say, like Weah did in Liberia, to use his soccer talent and influence to bring peace in Liberia. But to Eto, there is no peace in the Southern Cameroons, for you. They will want to maintain their slaves. We are not humans to them, but they can use us in whatever manner they want to get what they want out of us. They can kill all of us, but what they want is the territory. Let them keep on deceiving themselves that there is peace in the Southern Cameroons. That's why they carry all those crap to come and organize in Southern Cameroons to provoke us to tell the world that there is peace in Southern Cameroons. But I have one promise that I'm making to that I'm telling Eto today. Let him keep on coming to the Southern Cameroons. 99 days for the thief, 1 day for the owner. He might have been in Victoria for the next one. Let him come to Victoria for the next 100 days. 1 day he will enter Victoria and will not leave with his head. He should get this one in his thick skull that he will enter Victoria 1 day or in the Southern Cameroons and will not go back to La Republic. Those people that were organizing the crap in Bamenda, called film whatever, inviting Nigerians to come to Bamenda for that crap. They thought that all was well because they've been entering Bamenda and leaving, not knowing that one day they will meet their Waterloo. We are not savages, but you cannot be going into a war zone knowing fully well for yourself that that is a war zone, and you think you can go there and do whatever pleases you and get out freely. One day, a stray bullet will get you. So, if it happens to you, you only have yourself to be blamed and not any other person for going there. You already know it was a racist society. What can Eto explain to himself if he is killed in Victoria or in the Southern Cameroons? Because the American government had warned all American citizens not to go particularly to Bamenda and in other parts of the Southern Cameroons in general. So if you are killed there, who will you blame? Will you blame La Republique for causing an insecure situation for you, or you blame yourself for knowing what is going on and you bear that risk because you want to prove your stupid act of normalcy has returned, of which you know the truth within you that it is a war zone. But you keep on going there because you want to go and provoke the people. Let him keep on coming without his provocation. One day, he will go back in the body bag.
Yeah,
One, he will return in the body bag.
I hope he's getting your message because whether it's Sylvester Madu, I'm sure he's licking his wounds now and thanking his God that he was able to make it out of Amazonia alive. Maybe when an editor of his would have that experience, then it will sink in that what he's doing is really careless. But let me ask again. I've been thinking about this for quite some time now because this is not the first time this guy is coming to Victoria. He could have held this so-called tournament in Yaoundé. He could have held it in Douala. There are other stadia in La République du Cameroon. So my question is, Comrade Lehman, why is he insisting on holding it in Amazonia? Is it that this guy has some secret plan to run for president and he wants to prove how much he can oppress Amazonians and keep us under them for the longest period of time? Or what message is he trying to send? Because I don't think this is just something that he just got up one day and said, okay, tournament in Victoria. Why the choice of Victoria every time? Is he planning to gain some support from the Republicans so that when he wants to run for president, then they will say, oh, yeah, he did this, he did that. He tried to make sure we keep the Southern Cameroons as our slaves as usual. What message is Eto trying to send, Comrade Lima?
Well, Comrade Mike, I really appreciate this question because as we were looking at it yesterday with Comrade Chris Anu and Mark Barretta, the same question keep popping up. Why the choice of Limbe? Why the choice of Southern Cameroons? I think they've constructed about 5 or 4 stadiums, which they call it world-class stadiums. Why the choice of Limbe? You see, I think the answer is very apparent. The answer is very apparent. It is because La Republic is trapped in this nightmare where they want to use political expediency to cover up a problem that they cannot handle. They have no solution, no the will to come to the table and negotiate a peaceful exit. And what they have been doing is looking to cut corners, push it to sound as if our people have given up, the situation is under control, they have just a handful of bandits running from left to right,
Hmm.
harassing civilians and stealing from widows and orphans, which is not the case. And I think this is a bigger indictment to us as Ambazonians. For a Fizz to pull this stunt is because he is aware, La Republic is aware of some of the divides in our camp. That is why they have the confidence to pull this stunt. Because I remember in 2018, La Republic could not try this nonsense. Even
Hmm.
2019, they could not pull this crap. What has emboldened them? Because this is the second time they brought in a month, just this November, they brought in actors from Nigeria that they know we have always shared a historical, uh, friendly ties with Nigeria. We, the Republic of Southern Cameroon, used to be governed together with the Federal Republic of Nigeria before 1953, that our people took the benevolent neutrality and left Nigeria. So the Southern Cameroon was being administered by the British commissioner in Nigeria. So what has happened is, even when we left Nigeria, the Republic of Southern Cameroon has had uh, these friendly ties. We have a Nigerian consulate in Boya. Nothing has happened to that consulate, even throughout the war. It has not been attacked by anyone because we still maintain that friendly ties in Nigeria. So I think that we should not look at what Ito is doing in isolation as just him provoking us. It is a general policy adopted by La République du Cameroon that they are not going to solve the problem. They are going to use bandage and keep masking it. It is getting rotten from the inside, but all they want to do is put the band-aid on it and make it look as if everything is okay. And Ito unfortunately happened to be one of the puppets that is being used to push this agenda of always covering up. That is one thing that Republic does best. They procrastinate and then they ignore and then they pretend that it does not exist. Just as Atangaji used to say, there is no problem in our territory.
Yes.
That is just bandits that are going to kill. They're going to take care of them in 2 weeks. Now it's been almost 7 years, and they are unable to take care of the so-called bandits. So I think Ito is allowing himself to be manipulated and used towards this nefarious way of doing things. And I feel extremely sorry that a young man with all that potential is being dragged into this nonsense. You know, it's unfair to.
I think, I will not, Komolima, I will not discount the fact he has his own personal ambitions. I don't think this is just to satisfy the general La Republic strategy of conquering the Southern Cameroons. It is, I believe deeply that this guy has some personal objectives that he wants to achieve with this, with what he's trying to do in the Southern Cameroons. It cannot be just for the sake of football. It cannot be just to satisfy the general goal of La Republic to dominate us. He has something personal that he wants to get out of it. And to the fact that he is bringing in these people, international players or players, and putting their lives at risk. I don't know what security measures he has put in place to ensure that these people will be safe in the Southern Cameroons. Well, that's to him. I hope he has done his homework and is going to make sure that that they are safe. But not to worry about them. I think a call has been given that
Really?
Ambazonia will be locked down on Thursday. That Ambazonia will be locked down, not the whole of Ambazonia, but Fako. Fako will be locked down on Thursday. Just Fako alone will be locked down on Thursday. No movement, no close, nothing. Complete ghost town. And we are advising our citizens that nobody should go out there that they are going to watch a match that Eto has organized, because by doing so you are exposing yourself to anything that may happen. Again, fresh in our memories is what just happened in Bamenda. So I think some months back during the so-called mountain race, we gave the same warning and we said, "Do not take part in this thing." And people went out there, and we saw what happened during the Mount Fako race. So we are sending this message clearly: if you love your life, stay at home on Thursday, the 30th of November. Do not go out to take part in any tournament that is organized by Etofis. That tournament is banned. We may not be able to stop all of them going to the field, but if you are going there and exposing yourself, you are taking a huge risk.
Yeah, Comrade Mike. You see, you raised a point which I really want us to elucidate on. You know the idea that Etofis has political ambitions, right? I will not put it past Eto. You understand? But unfortunately for Etofis, he is trapped in a country where octogenarians have taken over control and they have no prospect to allow any fresh blood into their system. La République du Cameroon is one of those countries where you have people in diapers running the country. So I am even scared, and I had explained this to Comrade Chris yesterday that we have people who are of the opinion that uh, okay, if the is being used, they might kill him. They might send him to our territory, and then they send like this dressed in amber to come and attack him and kill him. You understand? This is a very complex situation, which I want Amazonians to think over carefully and just stay away from him. I will tell our people Thursday, stay at home, don't be part of the casualty, because it is not going to help you to go there to watch people play a soccer game and you end up losing your life. Who is going to take care of your family? Who is going to take care of your children? Who is going to take care of your wife and the people you leave behind? So I think the wise thing to do is for Ambazonians to just boycott it. Avoid going there because it is no value adding to your life. So I'm calling on our people to be resilient and be watchful. Your life is all you have. We are already living in a dangerous zone. There is no need going to attract more trouble to yourself and to your family. Allow that to play their
Yes,
political
yes.
night
I don't know what's
is
happening.
going to them.
The program seems to be freezing a lot. Is that me still?
No, I think it's okay now.
There seems to be a problem with Comrade Mike's direction because it is freezing when he's talking. So I don't understand what is happening there. He needs to check his system.
But can you guys hear me clearly, comrade?
Yeah, I can get you. I can hear you without a problem. But when Comrade Mike is talking, there is a break on the with his lines.
Okay, I thought the
Like you were
problem was
saying.
from me because we are.
Can you hear me now, Honorable Summer Thomas? I don't know. This is strange. I normally don't have any issues with
Yes,
my
I can hear
audio,
you
but
now.
all right. Yeah, you were saying
To add
something.
something
We
to
finished.
what Comrade Liman was saying,
Okay.
and the question asked Comrade Liman, Eto has no ambitions. The people that are drumming the dance that Eto is dancing are seated in Yaoundé, sending him to come over to provoke the people of Southern Cameroons. But the issue here is he should take his own responsibility and security into his hands.
Yes.
Those from Nigeria, the Amukachis that are coming, they should know one thing. Siseko and the rest are in Kondengi, which Southern Cameroonians are holding grudges with Nigeria and Nigerians for their being in Kondengi. And we will not tolerate any provocation in the Southern Cameroons that is coming from Nigeria and at the higher office of Nigeria. If Nigeria will provoke the people of the Southern Cameroons to a certain extent, we will react. For that provocation from Nigeria, we've taken it more than enough. We've respected Nigeria like we call BBB brothers from time immemorial, but they've kept on provoking us. Our patience is running out with Nigerians and Nigeria. They will either choose to be the BBs we regard them to be, or when it is too much, the junior man will get a stick and hit you that you least expected from him. Nigeria should be very, very careful for that provocation from them. We've taken it and it is enough. Like we say, enough is enough. The JJ Okocha should be careful stepping their legs in the Southern Cameroons. If they go back without us getting them, Nigerians in general in the Southern Cameroons will pay the price. They should think twice.
Yes, Honorable
hear
Sama Thomas. I will. Yeah, you are right to be outraged about what is happening, but I would limit it to the responsibility of the players involved or the former players involved. I will be a bit reluctant to associate it with the government of Nigeria as a whole, but rather to the individual
Excuse
decisions
me. Excuse me.
of these
Mama,
players.
excuse me there.
Yeah.
Excuse me there. Excuse me there. Siseko and the rest being in Kondegi were
Absolutely,
transferred
absolutely.
by
Yeah,
the
yeah.
orders of Buhari. It was
Mhm.
Buhari that ordered that Siseko and the rest were transferred to Kondegi
Yes,
and was
yes.
bribed by Macron. The
Mhm.
person that called Siseko from America to come to Nigeria, that there was a high level meeting between the Nigerian government and La Republic, is the Nigerian Foreign Ministry that deceived Siseko. For Macron just left Nigeria not up to a month, and Buhari picked up Siseko and the rest and sent them to La Republic. Siseko was under detention in Nigeria with all the newspapers in Nigeria publishing it that Siseko and the rest are under detention from into the hands of the Nigerian police. Buhari knew, like suppose he never knew. All those newspapers must have been lying in Buhari's table, so he knew what was going on. But because he had
Of
been bribed
course,
by
of
Nigeria,
course.
by France, he didn't do anything. So it is Nigeria that is responsible for any wrongdoing that is going in the southern that is going on in the southern Cameroons. And the state of Nigeria should take that responsibility for that provocation. The Amukachis and the rest that are coming to the southern Cameroons now, under the invitation of Eto, are not the Nigerian system from top to bottom. They know what is going on, and they know that it is a provocation. If that provocation is allowed, that those guys should take Cameroons for provocation, we will not take it lying down with Nigeria as a whole.
Of course, I think they like I'm saying, like I was saying, I mean, Sama Thomas. What I'm saying is, you are very right. But
Okay.
I think the easiest thing we can do is to start by dealing with the players that will be on our side. I think that would be the lowest hanging fruit for us to pick on. We deal with them if
Okay.
they come to our soil. We deal with them right there. That's what I'm saying. I'm not taking to a level where we may not be able to handle. But if anyone, if we've given out a warning that please stay away, and they still choose to come, and anything happens to them, well, they were forewarned, right? They were forewarned, and they chose to ignore it. That's what I'm saying. Comrade Lima, you were laughing there. Maybe you wanted to.
Yeah. I was really a little bit moved by what Comrade Sabato was saying. But again, I feel his emotions, and it is a very, very sentimental topic when it comes to the treatment our brothers Ayok and Pamfor, were given in Nigeria. Again, I
Hmm.
just want to tell with Sama Thomas that there is a lot of geopolitics involved in all that charade that happened between Nigeria and Cameroon. We have to always remember that these are two almost they have similar problems on their hands, you know. And not like I'm trying to be an apologist for the Nigerian government, but I want you to look at it from the optics of real life politics. Okay, we have a situation where La Republique has subjugated us for what over 40 years when the Republic of Southern Cameroon was subjugated, and almost 60% of the resources being used by La République du Cameroun is coming from the Republic of Southern Cameroon. And they are in a volatile situation where, for them to keep their state from crumbling, they have to subjugate us. So they are like a parasite living off us. You see, and at the same time, Nigeria is dealing with a very volatile situation with the Biafra crisis. The Biafra are people who want to secede, but the Biafra are not like us. We were never part of La République. La République got its
Hmm.
independence separately from us. La République got its independence the 1st of January 1960 as La République du Cameroun. We got our independence on the 1st of October 1961 as the Republic of Southern Cameroons, with our capital in Boya, with our population, a different legal system, a different financial system, a different currency, a lot of with international boundaries. Okay, we were never part of La Republic. We only came together as twins to form a new country. We did not even join La Republic. We came together, they came together, and we formed the Federal Republics of Cameroons. That country was extinct in 1972 when Paul Biya created a fraudulent referendum. Oh, I'm sorry, Aijo created a fraudulent referendum. Now, the problem is very simple. We retained back our nationality of origin, which was the nationality from the Republic of Southern Cameroons, the state that joined together with La Republic to form that new country. It is the law, it is not us inventing it. Now, the problem is La République stationed their troops on our territory and have colonized us since 1972, excuse me. Now, Nigeria is faced with a situation where Nigeria is forced to be very careful with their own internal politics. And they have to make some negotiations with La République, which at times is not very ethical. But I want us to spare Nigeria from the geopolitics and just focus on the players themselves. As Mike said, the players should understand that they are entertainers, they are stars, they are role model for all the children of Africa. They should not allow themselves to be dragged into the geopolitics and the political nightmare of these old octogenarians who are sucking off the blood of the new generation in Africa, preventing us from living
Exactly.
up to our full potential. So I will really that, Comrade Thomas,
Jesus
let us
Christ.
spare Nigeria because we still hope on working in Nigeria. Nigeria is a very, very diplomatic asset for us. Nigeria remains one of our biggest assets in this revolution. If we must achieve anything, we must always have Nigeria on our good side. And also, I want you to remember, okay, Nigeria must have made a mistake to arrest Ayok and a few people and send back. But Nigeria is the host to the biggest refugee population of the world. We have hundreds of thousands of Amazonians who are resident in Nigeria. The Nigerian government is providing for them, protecting them. So I will really beg that we have a very, what I call a sublime, a mild language when we talk with Nigeria, because they are like the big brother that stole your lunch break. You might be angry with him, but you cannot kill him or pick a fight with him because
Yeah,
at the end of
yeah,
it, you guys
yeah.
are bound to live.
Yeah, I'll agree with you with that on that point, because as much as we may not like what they are doing, we cannot be overly angry to a certain point, because like you rightly said, our refugees are still being harbored over there. They are still being taken care of over there. I think I saw of recently was the first lady of the Cross River State went to visit our refugees, and they carried with them some goods and necessities that are helping our people. So, yeah, let us take it with these players. I think it's more at the level of individuals making those decisions at this point. Um, but the main message that we want to give on this topic is this. Please do not go out there on Thursday, the 30th, to take part in any tournament. Doing so, you are exposing yourself to enormous risk. I mean, imagine the benefits that you stand to derive from. I don't know. It seems I'm frozen here. Looks like I'm frozen. Let me
No,
see.
you
No,
are
it's
okay.
okay. It's okay. It's okay. I don't know if I'm the problem now, or the whole thing now is frozen.
No, you are fine. You are fine. I can get you clearly, Comrade Sama Thomas.
Yeah, I don't know if you can hear me now. As I was saying,
Everything was okay.
all right, as I was saying, that imagine the enormous risk that people will be taking, putting their lives at risk to go and take part in a tournament. I mean, what net benefit are you going to get from attending that tournament compared to losing your life, or losing a leg, losing a hand, or just something bad happening to you? It's not worth it. So just stay at home, avoid going out, avoid the provocation. You, you saw what Amanda, it could happen to you. You cannot tell where it's going to happen. So the best thing is stay at home and be safe. That is the message we are sending here, and I hope that our people are listening. And those who are being invited to come and take part in the so-called tournament, I hope they are listening too. That is our message. Now, on another
Well,
note, on another topic, uh, Comrade Lehman, you are already aware, and I'm sure you have had your own invitation. Honorable Senator Thomas, I hear you are flying in from Belgium to attend the occasion of of the inauguration of our diplomatic office in Washington, D.C. I hope you will be present. This is going to be a grand event, and we want to make sure that. And by the way, this is something that is for all Ambazonians. I want to emphasize this. It is for all Ambazonians, despite the fact that the initiative was spearheaded by this interim government. It is for Ambazonia. It is something that should be embraced and used by Ambazonians for the pursuit of our freedom. It is not for any particular entity or organization within our revolution. So please make sure you come out. on the 9th of December and be part of this grand event. Abisama Thomas, uh, I don't know. I hear what flight you have booked your flight in first class. I forget what flight that is, but I don't reveal it in case that people wants to track you down. But what do you have to say about this event that is coming up on the 9th of December?
Well, I think that is one of the what can I say, best news that the Southern Cameroon's struggle has gotten for all this while. And I'm inviting all Southern Cameroonians, particularly in the United States and Canada, to make it a duty to be in Washington, D.C. on the 9th of December. Unfortunately, I will not be able to be there for uh, work will hold me down because the struggle needs money. So I'll be at work so as to get something for the struggle in general. But those
Mhm.
in the United States and Canada, Mexico, and the countries around should make us a favor by being there to make that day be great the way it deserves to be. Please, you guys should help all of us be in Washington to prove to the world that what we are clamoring for is what we truly want, for them to come in and support us via, for if we open a diplomatic mission, like they said, if it is yours and you do not promote it, who do you expect to promote
To
it?
do it.
Let us inaugurate it and make sure we are going there time to time to make that office run and not a ghost office. For it is for the good of the Southern Cameroons and not for a particular group of persons.
Thank you for that statement there, Abu Sama Thomas. We'll make sure you are duly represented there. Comrade Lehman, can you just explain to our viewers the significance of this space that we are going to have now? What is the significance in this struggle? And for the past 7 years, we have been trying to have a, a place that will even be willing to accommodate us under the name Ambazonia, recognized as an Ambazonian space in any country in this world. And here we are, nowhere else but in Washington, D.C., where we are going to have a space that's duly registered under the name Ambazonia. What is the significance of this breakthrough?
Yeah, comrade, I think as I said yesterday, I'm highly elated that finally our people are making the type of tangible gains that recognize us as a force to reckon with. You know, a few years ago, we had some conversations with foreign actors who just dismiss us as, you guys are just an internet sensation and you guys going to
Hmm.
die down.
Hmm.
And from then, we had taken upon ourselves that, listen, we know we were on internet because of expediency. We were chased from our homeland and we are all exiled all over the world. It doesn't mean that our cause is not a just cause, that we don't have the legitimate right to demand for the restoration of our statehood. The difficulties came when we were chased out of our hometown. We were chased from our country and we are all exiled abroad. This has brought a lot of what we call disunity because people see us, we are just scattered all over the world. A is saying
Hmm.
something and going left, B is saying something and going right, and people are confused. They don't have that. Who are you? How can we get to you? How can we know more about you? Because if they take a flight, they land in Ambazonia, nobody can defend himself because you are scared of the occupation force. You're scared of the soldiers of La Republique. So we were boxed in a small corner on the internet. And when this realization came in, we thought we have to leave the internet and go back into our communities and make our presence known in real life. That listen, we are a people like the Palestinian Authority. We are the people like the Taiwanese economic centers. We are a people like the Somaliland Authority. We are a people just as the Jewish people or the Armenians. We are not
Mm-hmm.
what they call a mythical
Internet,
country. We are not. They have a name that they call us. That we want to form a country in our heads or something like that. Like Ambazonia is there is
Virtual,
a
yeah.
virtual which exists only on the internet. So I think this has been a job that we all have been working in our own small ways, trying to take us from the internet and bringing us in real life, where we now have offices where you can go there and talk to Amazonians, ask them about
Yes.
themselves, their food, see their clothing, read about their history, and push for the restoration of our statehood. These are what we call diplomatic gains, okay? And for the smaller minded people who still see their groups, their platforms, their tribe, their alumni, their Njangi house, I want to call on them that we are past that level, okay? Ambazonia is establishing itself as a sovereign country which used to exist. The United Nations recognize us. We have our archives at the United Nations. We were voted, we have international boundaries, and for some reason, we have been reluctant to take full advantage of all these God given inalienable rights, which is ours. And now we are now coming to that level where we are grabbing it by force. Our people need to understand that we need to be very resilient, resolute, and very strategic. And that is why you see of late, we have been coming out strong on the Amber fighters. We have been cautioning them to avoid civilian casualties and act as a Republican army because we are no longer in Jangi House or Makizars in the bush. No, we are now a
Yeah. I
sovereign.
think, Comrade Lehman, I think one other thing that one other benefit, very significant benefit of this initiative is the fact that La Republic has always tried to paint us as terrorists, right? They have always tried to
So
call us terrorists. Now, when you look at other terrorist organizations, non terrorist organizations around the world, do they have offices in Washington, D.C.? They don't. So, by the fact that we have an office in Washington, D.C., as a space for Ambazonia, puts us apart and completely rubbishes that assertion that is being pushed by La Republic out there trying to paint us as terrorists because we have an office and we will have an office and there will be someone in that office who will be manning the phones, answering your phone calls, taking the concerns of Ambazonians, taking their concerns because we have people out here with so many issues, immigration issues, issues of abuse at their jobs. Some are abused, taken advantage of. People will be able to call this office and they will be linked to help that will help solve their matters. So this is something huge. Honorable Sama Thomas, I want you to react to this because people don't understand
I
what we're trying to do here. If you want, okay, Comrade Lima,
let
if
me
you can
just
land, then Honorable Sama Thomas too.
where I was going to is La République. You took most of what I was about to say. La République discovered that we have a legitimate claim and we are prosecuting it the right way. Now, why I call on our people to exercise restraint and respect the rules of engagement, it is because when we operate in a way that guarantees our rights, it protects us by the Geneva Convention, that is when we are given the authorization to open offices that represent our people as an authority. Of recent, we have had three big breakthroughs when it comes to creating Ambazonian institutions. You guys all know we have the Ambas Bay centers that was approved by the United States government. We have the Southern Cameroon's People's Secretariat, which is being developed. And now we have the Ambazonian missions in DC. We are talking about having an office in the capital of the world. So I want people to move past the internet sensation and understand that we are now creating, restoring that nation state, and we have to be serious and act with integrity and know that the laws, the international laws apply on us as a sovereign state under subjugation. So the Ambazonian diplomatic office is a confirmation of years of work by the Amber fighters, by our people, that we are a sovereign state, are a sovereign state that is independent, subjugated. Thank you very much.
Yeah. You're very correct. And as I was saying, there will be someone sitting at that office who will be able to take the calls of Ambazonians, who will be able to answer, respond to their concerns. And also establishing the Ambazonian ID card, which will be another huge improvement with regards to our identity out there, and our and giving our people a means to, for those who do not have any other form of identification, they can use that to identify who they are. So these are things that are being worked on, and as time goes on, we will build on these successes to achieve bigger things. It's going to be incremental. So, as I was asking, Mr. Thomas, uh, what should Ambazonians make of this move? And for things, and not to forget the fact that we have our own lobbyist now. We have a lobbyist who is carrying our case to the corridors of Congress and the Senate in Washington D.C. to give us, to make sure that our case is heard, because many people have said we don't even know what's happening in Ambazonia. We don't. Your case is not known. That there's not enough noise being made because La République and France have made sure that this thing is kept down at the United Nations. So we need someone who knows the doors to knock on, to take our file and go to all these places, make sure that we are informing the world and getting the attention that we deserve. Honorable Sama Thomas.
You know, before, La Republic was saying that the SCNC is talking and making a hell of noise out there, but they do not know who and where to get members of the SCNC to start in negotiations with. We forcefully open an SCNC office at the Commission Avenue, putting a signboard there telling the Republic that whenever you are looking for us, don't go busy about the bush, for this is where we are. Though that was out of force. After doing that, some of us were arrested and locked for some days before being released. But that office was there for years before we finally moved it out to Cal Street in Queen. What am I saying here? The Southern Cameroons, the world as a whole, has been questioning, where can we meet these guys? Who are your leaders? We do have an office that anybody will step in at any given moment and say, okay, these people that we are looking for their leaders, or an office that we can meet them there, they are located here, that we can go there and meet them. You cannot use somebody's private residence as a point of contact. Again, let me draw the attention of Southern Cameroonians to something. When America chose to negotiate with the Taliban movement, which they declared a terrorist organization, America refused to create a space for the Taliban movement in the United States to meet the Taliban there. They asked Qatar to create that office, and they were using the proxies to deal with the Taliban movement in Qatar, and not a direct deal between the United States and the Taliban movement. But the United States has chosen to give a space people of Southern Cameroons, not anywhere in the United States, but in Washington, D.C., which is the capital of the United States. The States, as a country, has legalized the Southern Cameroons and Brazilian mission, foreign mission in the United States, defying all the odds, telling La Republic, despite the fact that you've been labeling these people as a terrorist movement to us, they are not a terrorist movement. They are fighting for their rights. For you have been on the necks of these people for too long a time. They've been told you are not listening. We will give them a space to talk with them. Let them explain their situation to us for us to know exactly what the problem is and how to intervene and solve that problem once and for all. If Southern Cameroonians do not understand this, and some other person telling you otherwise, that person is a liar, and you must shame him. That the Southern Cameroons has moved a step, not only a step forward, but thousands of miles forward. The liberation, the restoration of the state of Southern Cameroons is at hand, and we must, as a matter of fact, show up to support this move, even if this move was achieved by your enemy. What you were looking for is coming. Keep that your enemy issue aside and let us make this work. The mixed signals that we were sending across to be killed, unite, and America understand that we are united in our quest for the restoration of our homeland, and that as our office,
I think we lost Comrade Sama there for a minute. Can you guys hear me? Hello, comrades.
it seems I was talking to myself.
No, we lost connection there for a little bit. I think I could hear you to a certain point. I think we lost the anchor person again. I don't know if you can hear us,
Okay.
Comrade Mike.
Yeah. Yes. Technology is really challenging me today. I don't know what's going on, but just bear with me. When you don't see me, just carry on, and I'll be right back.
No, we definitely understand. We are no storm over here in Ohio.
Okay.
What the hell?
I hope I'm not frozen again. It's happening again.
Yeah, I think we are having a very, very poor connection. Comrade Mike, can you hear us?
Comrade Mike seems to be frozen.
Yeah, I think he's having some really,
Features over there.
Comrade Mike, can you hear us? Can you hear us, Comrade Mike?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Yeah, there's one last topic that I would like for us to take a look at for my network disturbs again, which is, of course, I'm sure I shared with you the video, and I'm sure Abba Samatama saw it too, of our comrade Maggie Kilo, who came up with a proposal stemming from the fact that we have been trying to uh, at least come together, we call it unity or collaborate, but it's not been working that well. And she came up with a proposal which I thought was brilliant, which I believe that could be a starting point to build on. And what she said was, given the fact that we've not been able to succeed in coming together as we very much want, how about we create a structure? We create a structure where all of the movements, especially the movements, whatever you are doing in this struggle, you are in that structure, and periodically, we can say monthly, by bi-weekly, whatever time period that we have, you come in there and you showcase what you are doing for the struggle. Whatever you are doing for the struggle, you come in there and you present it. How about that? How about that?
What the hell is going wrong here?
No, I think we can hear him. He just freeze. His images can freeze, but he can still speak because we can definitely hear what he's saying. I can hear him clearly. Can you hear me, Comrade Mike? However, I was about to say something before Comrade Mike's network had a problem. I think I'm very versed with Yamagi Kilo. I have worked with her for a while. I think that Amazonians are making an ocean out of a pond. You see, Amazonians are highly united. The problem we have is we are a little bit dysfunctional in the sense that we are like a library that has been vandalized. All the books have been thrown onto the ground, computers have been broken, and everything just looks disorganized.